was going on today? I think this was an interesting read. It relates to all that story recently about drones, I guess, going inside baseball games just randomly. Like that other one where there was that Mavic 2 series one that had the GoPro on it. How about this one? Because of stuff like this, it says MLB talking to FBI Homeland Security about preventing drones at ballparks. Major League Baseball is in discussion with several federal agencies about preventing drones from entering stadiums during games after the contests were delayed during the 2020 season. The FAA has a temporary flight restriction in place over Major League ballparks on game days, which includes a general prohibition on drone operations. Along with other impacted organizations, MLB is actively involved in discussion with the FAA, DOJ, FBI, Homeland Security, and other relevant federal agencies to seek additional help in preventing unauthorized drone flights over outdoor professional sporting events. It's like it's making it really serious, huh? And I guess this is the interesting point here, I guess, in terms of how to take care of a drone in that situation. It says drones are protected under federal aviation laws that prevent the unmanned aerial vehicles from being seized or taken down. And as they say, each ballpark has a response plan if an unauthorized drone flight becomes a safety or security issue, including attempts to identify the pilot of the unauthorized flight. But drones are considered aircraft, and the same federal laws restricting interference with manned aircraft currently applies to drones. That's usually a question of debate too. Should a drone, like even a small one or a toy, be treated as if it's a large manned aircraft, using the same guidelines and principles, or should they be completely different? Well, that thought actually got me thinking, because that's true where they treat it like a manned aircraft, so you can't just take it down or grab it or seize it. What about that other video the other day, if you guys remember, where they reported where a drone flew over like a medical helicopter area, which is so weird in the video, and the guy just grabbed it? Does that guy technically commit like a crime, so to speak, in that case? And there's actual evidence, and they even said like, oh, we're gonna report this to the FAA. If anyone has like information, please tell us. So didn't he technically incriminate himself like in that situation as well? If you fly a drone, would you rather have, I guess, the flexibility and freedom to use it however you wish, like obviously within reason, as if it's anything else in life? Like just say, I don't know, you're riding a bike or something like that? Or would you prefer it to be really strict as if it is like a manned aircraft with all these over-the-top regulations and all that? And the other thing I read today was kind of interesting. It dealt with a company called Hootsuite. It's actually here in Vancouver. I know a lot of people worldwide, they use their software applications to manage things like their social media accounts. Apparently they did a contract or won a contract with something like called the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. I guess that's within the US. And people were really outraged about it because I didn't really follow the story much in terms of what that organization or whatever did. But because of this, employees within the company were outraged that they were doing business with them. So you have like, for example, like this person posting publicly says, been debating talking about this publicly because I don't want to get fired. But it seems like the cat's already out of the bag, so whenever yesterday, Hootsuite signed a 3-year deal with ICE. Over 100 employees have been extremely vocal in their opposition to this deal. Since it first came to light in June, it went through anyways. ICE's repeated human rights violations are, to put it lightly, seriously at odds with our publicly stated values around DE&I, the movement for Black lives, and our purpose to champion the power of human connection. Again, I haven't really been following the story or anything like that to see whether or not that's true or accurate or anything like that, but the interesting thing here, I guess, is how this was generated from employees, like internally from the company. And to my understanding, just from reading the stories, at first, I guess publicly, they were saying, what, they don't have any such contract like with that organization. But you can see in a report here, it's from the Department of Homeland Security. I guess you have to make this stuff public, right? Like what money you're giving to who and when. It's basically done through an FCN Inc., which essentially is using like that Hootsuite and stuff to award like the contract. And it's here for $508,832. And what that gives them, it says a new award for OPA Hootsuite license on GSA IT Schedule 70 contract is a base year 2 1-year option periods, contract funded POP. And it's done here, like it says here, September 21st. So I guess once this became public, I guess there's no going back, and because of that, they even say here in their official accounts, it says, we typically do not make public-facing statements about specific customers or contracts. However, due to the attention around this particular case, we can confirm that Hootsuite has decided not to do business with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The decision has created a divided company, and this is not the kind of company I came to lead. I and the rest of the management team share the concerns of our people have expressed. As a result, we have decided not to proceed with the deal with ICE. So that's kind of interesting. Which one do you believe there, I guess, with the story? Was it at first they thought, okay, why not? Let's do this service for the company. They're getting paid for it. Or is it the other way around, whereas no, all these people and employees are telling you before like it's a bad idea and so forth, but you still went with it anyways. It wasn't until you got like huge public exposure. To me, there's so many interesting topics there. I guess just one, whether or not businesses are all just about money. Like in that case, it's only when you get huge public exposure, when you start making, I guess, more critical thinking decisions. I guess two, should you basically work with organizations like this when they are just a quote provider, I guess you can say. So no type of human emotion involved. And three, it brings up the topic where many times a lot of people, I guess, do want to express when they disagree with something or think something's wrong, but I guess like here, you're afraid of repercussions, whatever it may be. In a working environment, people are afraid they'll get fired. Maybe in a business environment, they'll be afraid they'll be blacklisted by organizations and companies. So many interesting topics in this story, I think. All right, see you guys later.